everyone? Zeddy here again with another March of the Lich King review. It's been like 2 hours since we talked about that rogue spell, which is still, I think, one of the best rogue spells ever. And yeah, we're going to be going over a couple of Demon Hunter cards that are really going to fill out the whole spell Demon Hunter archetype, including one of the coolest legendary weapons I have ever seen. It makes the whole spell deck way more unique than we've ever seen. I think it's super creative. I'm really excited for it. I can't wait to try out Spell Demon Hunter with the flavor of minions. You'll see that in a second. And well, if you want to earn these cards, win these cards, we have a giveaway going on for 3 mega bundles, 2 regular pre-orders on my pocket. All you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe to this video in the description below. Every 1,000 subs until we, whatever, all the cards are revealed. We'll add another mega bundle, make me go broke. Before we get into the cards though, I did mention last video, I'm not sure if I'd ever given 5 stars to one card in both formats before that I could remember. And then I went and like, wait a minute, there's one rogue spell even more broken than the legendary one we just went over. And yeah, Secret Passage, I gave 5 stars in Standard Wild. Look at beardless, innocent Zeddy. Oh boy, he has aged horribly. But yes, I did give 5 stars to Passage in Standard Wild, and I mean, obviously I was right. Dude, it used to draw 5 cards. It's still 5 stars at 4, so 4 cards. So yeah, I just thought I would mention that. But anyways, let's get into the Demon Hunter cards, because they're really cool. They're really cool. I think you guys are going to like them. First, we have Feldore Warband, a 4-mana spell, deal 4 damage. However, on top of that, if your deck has no minions, summon 4 1/1 Illidari with Rush. And by the way, shouldn't this be a Fel spell? It literally has Fel in the name. Probably not, but you can fill me in on the Warcraft lore as to why this is not a Fel spell. Because what if I want to recast it with Jace? And yes, you'll see, you might be able to recast it with Jace. Anyways, if your deck has no minions, summon 4 1/1 Illidari's with Rush. So like, it's like swipe, kind of. Swipe with a body. It can go face, you get tokens. You can buff up your Denathris again. You might be like, Zeddy, this is Spell Demon Hunter. Stop talking about minions. You'll see in a second. You'll see in a second. Yeah, it's a really good card. The upside for not running minions is pretty good, or at least your deck having no minions in it is really solid. And I think it's a really good card. I don't see why, if you're playing Spell Demon Hunter, you're playing this card. You're getting reach, you're getting removal, you're getting tokens. It's a lot for one card, and I just like, not my water bottle. I am losing my mind. I'm so excited. But regardless, I think it's a really cool card. I don't know how viable Spell Demon Hunter will be. I do know people will be playing it because people like that archetype. We've seen it with Mage before. That was one of my first videos on YouTube over when I used to do gameplay that really popped off. People really love Spell Mage, and I think I don't know if the flavor will be quite there that it was with the Mage that, will be in Demon Hunter, but I think the card will be viable. I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 in Standard, a 2 out of 5 in Wild, where it's just, you can't really get away with these strats. You gotta be murdering people, not trying to have a little bit of fun, that just doesn't work. So it can work in Standard to an extent. Wild, it's pretty cutthroat, so I don't see it making the cut. And this, by the way, this all goes with the deal with the devil thing. This was already revealed. We've already rated it, where you summon 2/3/3 Fel Fiends with lifesteal. If your deck has no minions, summon another. It's like a 5-mana 9/9. So it goes with that. Like, you're going to be getting this whole package. It's not just a few, or like just 2 cards. It's a few cards, and you can play a bunch of other spells. But I was talking about, wait, you can run minions in this. How can you run minions? How can I be buffing Jace? How can I be buffing my Denathrius or whatever? Well, the coolest part of this whole reveal was not that, is Soul Eater's Scythe. By the way, check out Raffle's reveal. Really cool one. I enjoyed it. Raffle finally got a card reveal, like way overdue. So check it out if you haven't already. I'll try and link it in the description below. But we have Soul Eater's Scythe, a legendary weapon, a 4-mana 4/2/1 at that. So True Silver, Deathspite, Marrow Slicer. We've seen this stat line a lot. However, the cool and the rad part about it, start of game, consume 3 different minions in your deck. Leave behind souls that discover them. That's right, you can run 3 minions in your spell deck. They will be turn into souls, which are spells. They look like this, a bound soul. And when you draw it, it's 1 mana and you discover whichever minion you want, right? Whatever minion was consumed, you discover it. So if you have Jace, Denathrius, Zelag, whatever, you pick whichever one you want in your hand and put it there. Or if you're playing relics, you can put, I can't even remember what the relic legendary's name is, but you can put that card in your hand. It's important to note that once you've discovered it, you can't get another copy of it. It's no longer bound in the soul. So the next time you draw one, you'll be able to pick between the two. And then once you get your last one, you get that last minion. So you're playing a bit of cycle, you find those minions, you can get that synergy going with it. So it's just such a really inventive, awesome way that will allow players to play Spell Demon Hunter while still playing those impactful win conditions, because a Jace is so powerful, a Zelag so powerful, Denathrius, until it gets nerfed, is so powerful. The legendary relic legendary is super powerful, and on top of it, you're getting a 4/2 weapon that's not bad by any means, and it allows you to run cards like Deal with the Devil, run cards like Feldore Warband. I think this is just one of the most creative and fun and interesting cards I've seen in a while. Power level, absolutely no idea. Is it really worth running just to get these 2 upsides? Well, it's a lot of bodies on the board with lifesteal, and that's a decent amount of removal. And Spellmage taught us that you didn't need a ton of reasons to run just, spells. Like, I believe you had like Apexis Blast and Font of Power as your main reasons to just run, spells or whatever. They weren't even that great. They were okay, but it was just enough that, yeah, it's worth running, and they're just fun archetypes. So will this be a meta player? I think so. I think it's viable. I think relics in particular are pretty good. If you look at Relic Demon Hunter as it stands, it doesn't run a ton of minions. Like, you have typically the Abyssal or the Colossal, you have the Legendary there, and you typically have like School Teachers, which are really good in the deck, don't get me wrong, but you have put in throwaway stuff like Scorpids and a couple other minions, but for the most part, it's a lot of spells. And I feel like that type of a deck could really utilize something like Soul Eater's Scythe, where you're running those minions, but at the same time, you're a very spell-heavy package, and you can also just do it with Fel spells, Fel DH, which is also very spell-heavy. And again, you can run your hero card. Hero card is not a minion, so that's fine too. You can run weapons and all of that. I think it's a really cool card. I'm going to give it an incredibly generous 4 to 5, just because I think it is one of the most unique and cool cards I've seen in a long time. So I want to give a shout out to whoever on the team made this. I think it's really cool. Whether it's viable or not, I'm going to say it is, even though I doubt it will be, because whenever something's fun and cool, is it playable? I don't know, not typically in Hearthstone. And in Wild, I will give it a 2, because again, Wild's not the place to have fun, at least the competitive ranks. If you're lower ranks, you might be able to have some real fun with this, like Skull Gul'dan, things like that. There's some real potential for it, but yeah, one of the coolest cards I've seen in a really long time. There's also one more payoff card here, Mark of Scorn. It is a 2-mana spell. Draw a card. If it's not a minion, deal 2 damage to the lowest health enemy. Again, really good complement to all of this. Particularly, you're going to need that cycle to try and find those bound souls. I think it goes in very well. 2 mana, deal 3 damage to lowest health. That's really good. It's not targeted, so it's not like perfect removal, but it's pretty good at the same time. It definitely goes into that deck, and I will give it. I honestly think it's one of the stronger cards out of the no minion package. I'll give it a 4 to 5 as well in standard, and 2 out of 5 in Wild. I just don't think this package is going to work in Wild, but again, really cool card. So yeah, all this stuff I'm really excited to try out. Well, not that Secret Passage, not so much, but really cool cards. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll have one more card review later tonight. There's one more reveal at 10 p.m. Pacific, so stay tuned for that. We're on the clock 24/7 over here. It's super fun. Thank you guys for checking out the vids. We'll see you soon. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.